70, drug fund, $45,130.63, State Street Aid, $159,005.74, the Smile Drug Fund, $807.54, Special Revenue, which is our grants, $235,077.84, Capital Projects, $296,589.38, for a total for the city of $2,011,210.39. You also have all the bank statements. In addition to that, you have the summary financials for each department. We should be at about 50% halfway through the year, and we're doing rather well to have been through what we've been through with COVID. Our collections are very good compared to what they were even last year. So we're doing good, and our department heads are doing a good job in keeping their expenditures low. So they've only spent around 40%, so they're saving on their end too. And you have a copy of all the checks that were written in the month of December. And I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Councilman Fuller, do you have anything further?
No, sir.
Councilwoman Wilson?
No, sir.
Anyone? I would like to say about this financial statement, I've got a copy of March 2012. The city of Rockwood had a balance of $118,262. Today we have over $1 million. And that's a credit to Ms. Rupi, Glenda, past councils. I think Councilwoman Evans was on it when they got into this. And this council, the previous councils, but it all started back in 2012 for them having the courage to make the tough decisions that had to be made to get us back on track. And now we're seeing the fruit of it. And a great job by you and Glenda. But again, I want to thank those councils in the past for the now, because that's a great thing to be able to say that you've been able to do that in, 8 years? So, again, I want to thank everybody that had something to do with it all the way back then till now. So, I just want to bring that up. Any further discussion? Call a roll.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is public comments, and there's no public here, so we'll move on. Committee reports from council. I noticed that we have all the reports in our handout here that Ms. Rupi presented us. Is there anybody needs to do any reports?
We can do one.
Council Wilson.
Everyone was present for the Parks and Rec Board meeting on Wednesday. They elected Mike Reed as the chairman and Eddie Green as the vice chairman. Jacob Andrews and Matt Reed just brought us up to speed with the basketball teams. There's about 120 kids that are playing, and typically they said it's 130 or 140, so we're right there. The games are going to start on February 1st, and they will follow the TSSAA rules, so just family members in the home are coming. And they talked about taking temperatures for all the players and the coaches. As soon as basketball is over, we're rolling over into baseball and softball. Let's see, the swimming pool, the pump went out at the end of the season, so that's something that they're going to have to work on. Larry is actually getting with Mr. Ishman about prices on a pump. That's really it. So it was a good meeting.
The good part about that is when we spoke about the basketball at last month's meeting, we had 76 kids, so now we're up to 120, so we've improved 50, so I think that's really good. I think they got on the phone and started calling some people that normally play. Anyone else? Okay, thank you for that. No old business. Moving on to new business. Resolution 2016, a resolution authorizing lease between the City of Rockwood and Meadowlark Airport LLC. Let me explain to you that we had an agreement with them, and to make sure that we were on the right footing, it went from June to December. If y'all remember the ones that were on here, we wanted to make sure we were happy with them, and they were happy with us. It has worked out great up to this point, so now they're asking to do the lease that you have in front of you that Mr. Lefew drew up, and it's really been a big plus for us up there. As you can see in their report that they gave you, of what they've been able to accomplish up there. So my recommendation would be that we approve this lease. It really helps that we have someone up there able to give lessons, plus able to work on planes, which makes it a lot better. If you'll see in the report, I think they said if they had 30 more hangars, they could lease them right now. They've got that many on the waiting list. So I think this lease is a good idea. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Anderson. Councilman Holloway.
I'd just like to state, Mayor, we've come a long way from the airport, and we've got some good people that's operating it out there, and got a committee that's watching over it, so, we're really being a bit from it now, and I'm glad to see that going on.
Councilman Anderson. Anyone else?
May I make a comment?
Councilwoman Evans.
Of course, I was pretty well involved in their airport when I was on the council before. And that's when we got the grant and matched it and built the hangars. What's the possibility of building more hangars up there?
We're doing a airport layout plan grant right now. They won't let us build anything new until our plan is updated, so that they know that we locate them in areas that don't cause obstruction and all those rules that you probably remember when you were there.
How
So
long ago was that the council voted to approve that?
back in the summer, and so it'll take about a year, 1 to 2 years for them to complete that. We're trying to get them to rush it up, and it was 100% grant. It was like 95.5, but COVID money came to match it. So in about another year, hopefully we can start looking at building some new hangars. Got a couple of things we'll be bringing to you maybe next month about water, the water line and some other things, so.
And that's coming from Crowell to Line.
Yes,
But they made us have that report.
can't do it without them.
Can't do it without, can't apply for any grants or anything until you do that report. And I reckon every airport in the state's doing it now, the way I understand it. Anything further, Councilwoman Evans? Anyone else? Call roll.
Councilman Anderson,
Yes.
Councilman Bryant,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Yes.
Councilman Fuller,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2062. This is a resolution extending the intent of the Family First Corona Response Act concerning employer paid leave requirements. If you remember, the federal government approved 80 hours for every employee that was affected by COVID. That expired on December 31st. When they did the new stimulus plan, they did not include this. We get funds for the previous time. We will not now. And it's funny how it goes. REU, even though it was approved, got no funds. School systems did, cities did, places like that. What I'm asking from you all is that we extend it. And it only will be extended for the people that have not used it yet. For example, if I worked at the city and I'd already been off and used my 80 hours, then I'm done. This is for the people that have. And let me tell you why I thought Becky can tell you we met probably 3 or 4 times on this. And the reason that I want to do it is, I feel like if we don't, we will have people coming to work sick because they'll have to use their vacation or their sick leave. And again, I'd like to make this retroactive back to January 1st. I think we don't have anybody, maybe one person that we told would be sick or vacation until we came before the council. But I'm just really concerned, and I guess the perfect example is the police department. Let's say we had a guy that, he wasn't real bad, but he felt pretty bad. But he needed to work. And he came to work, and he got a whole shift of policemen sick. Then they changed shifts, and they got sick. And there we are, 2 shifts short. What do we do? And as y'all well know, we've got some employees that don't have a lot of sick time or vacation for whatever reason. Abuse, or had a sickness in the family and they had to use it, or they had a bad sickness, whatever the reason. I would just rather, and I think it would be smart on our part, not to have people coming in here sick if there's some way they can stay at home. Because it's starting to go down a little bit in our community, and we're starting to see a decline. But I think if we don't pass this, it could be detrimental to all our departments. But I didn't want to, I couldn't do it, wouldn't do it without y'all's approval. I just recommend that we extend it to the people that have not used it up to this point till March 31st. And then if we see it creeping back up, we need to extend it again, we can. But this gives them a little more time, hopefully, that we can beat this virus down. So that's my recommendation to council, but it's at y'all's will. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we accept resolution 20-62, please.
Got a motion by Councilwoman Evans. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Fuller. Councilwoman Evans.
I think we need this. It hasn't slowed down a lot. It has some, but like I am registered to get a shot or signed up for one. I have no idea when. I've probably been on their list for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Exposed twice. Had to stay in, which is horrible. But I think we need this because, as you say, someone may come in and they have the virus and spread it, and then we are in trouble. But I think we should.
Councilman Fuller.
That's an excellent way of beating this virus down. You're not feeling good, please don't come in.
Anyone else? I do want you to know I met with all the department heads last Thursday and told them to emphasize that if their people are sick or they have a family member in their household sick, please stay at home. And please, when you are working and wearing our uniforms and stuff, wear your mask. Do what you're supposed to do because they are the leaders of our community, just like we are. So I will appreciate your support on this. I think it's right. And I think Councilwoman Evans brings up a good point. Think about this. She's not had the virus, but she's already been quarantined twice. So if she worked for the city, even though she never had the virus, would have already used her 80 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And never been sick. So we've got people like that too that's going to have family members that's got it. Maybe they don't get it, but they're going to have to stay at home anyway. So I think this would be good. And again, Ms. Rupi, do we have one person that would be retroactive back home? Is that correct? Okay. Any further discussion? Call roll.
Councilman Anderson,
Yes.
Councilman Bryant,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Yes.
Councilman Fuller,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2063, resolution appointing Councilwoman April Faust Wilson to the Airport Steering Committee for a term January 26, 2021 through November 30th, 2024. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Holloway.
I looked at her resume, looks like she's well qualified, and I'm sure she'll be able to get on that committee and do a good job for us.
Councilwoman Evans.
I think she'll do a fantastic job. Proud of her.
Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson,
Yes.
Councilman Bryant,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Yes.
Councilman Fuller,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is approval to hire a police officer. You received that in your packet. In the meeting was an interview with Chief Stenick, Captain Pittman, and Councilman Anderson. Before we go any further, Councilman Bryant, I'd like to add you to that committee. Councilman True was on it, he's gone now. So anytime we interview,
Okay.
okay? They made a recommendation of Mr. Campbell as a police officer to fill one of the 2 openings within the police department. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Bryant, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Wilson. Councilman Bryant.
We need him, and I say, from talking to Chief Stanton, it sounds like a good candidate, so let's get him on. We need him.
Agreed.
Anyone else?
Mayor, I got one question. Does he
Yes.
live here close?
No, right now, he lives in Pike, but he's a certified welder, he's traveling. He did say he's already replaced there, he wasn't moving.
Anyone else?
Is there a certain time, excuse me, Mayor, is there a certain time you'll have to move here, Chief, or how long, what will that be?
No, but, he said he knows he'd have to move, he's so far away, he wouldn't be making it right, so I didn't give him a certain time when to move. He did say, there's gonna be, that he had already replaced, would be moving.
Yes.
He was, cut off in the road.
Okay, thank you.
That is something we need to consider in the future,
Agreed.
that we need to maybe put in policy somewhere if we can, that you have a certain amount of time.
We're trying to pass that bill.
Yes. Yeah, they are trying to pass that bill, but anything further? Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson,
Yes.
Councilman Bryant,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Yes.
Councilman Fuller,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, and the ayes have it. Comments, Councilwoman Wilson, do you have any?
Not tonight.
Councilman Anderson, Councilman Holloway, Councilman Fuller,
Nothing.
Councilman Brown.
Would like to say thank all the city employees. I've been watching them, they're cleaning up our town, getting a lot of stuff done, cleaning around the roads, and I'm very proud of them, all of them, for what a good job they're doing.
Thank you.
I mean that.
Will you relay that to them? Councilwoman Evans, do you have anything? Do you have anything tonight? Okay. I want to go over some things and see what y'all think about them. I would like to consider opening City Hall on February the 8th. If it goes good from now to then, unless we see a big spike and then we can talk about it again. The reason I want to wait till the 8th is the first of the month, it will be crowded, for people coming in after their checks and stuff. That way we get through that, and we try to open it up February 8th. We do the mask, just like the county mayor said, social distancing, and 10 or less people, it won't have anything to do with here. If that's okay with you all, is that date good with you all? The other thing is, I'd like to open the community center at the same time, because we will have started basketball, I think, on the 1st, correct? Open it on the 8th, and again, the mask, social distancing. Only difference in City Hall, we need to make sure that the groups that meet, I know there's some people wanting to use some rooms, that it be 10 or less, following the governor's executive order. If that's okay with you all. I wanted to tell y'all, I know you've seen it, and we're all proud of it. Our STP paving and our Pump House Road paving, striping, and all that is done. That's Tedder Street, Black Hollow, Pump House, and some of these small streets that come between Kingston Avenue and Gateway. So we've been able to get that done, and it is complete, and I think it really looks good. I think they did a good job, and I'm proud of that. Again, I'd like to say we had 76 kids the last time we met. Now we've got 120 signed up, which I think is a credit to our recreation department, because they got on the phone and started calling some parents and kids, because I think the kids weren't for sure whether we were going to play or not. So that helped. We've got 16 teams, and it's co-ed. So there'll be girls playing with boys. We did that to make sure we had more teams. I wanted to go over something that's been bothering me, and I know it's bothered some of you all. We've got some places in town that are nasty, and we've done a fine job. You're correct, Councilman Bryant, but we've got some places that are in bad shape. And one of the things that's really holding us up is there's no court system. And we can send out letters, and we have certified letters, and we're going personally to their house. I've even called some of the people that own them that are renting them to me, and they're trying their best. We sent the police. We even had one place today, they surrendered one of their dogs to us to take off. But the problem is, where you really get these people is when you're able to go to Chancery Court. We'll put them to court here, and they won't come. So where we're able to really put pressure on is Chancery Court. Well, there's no Chancery Court right now. So it's really putting us in a bind. So I just want you all to know that we're still working at it. We're going personally to these homes and seeing these people. But there's only so much we can do until we can get them in court. So I just wanted to let you know that, and we're trying our best. We've done a lot of good to win. We're not where none of us want to be, I guarantee you that. So it just seems like we'll get 10 cleaned up and there's 10 more. So we're still working at it. One other thing, I got a call from Mr. Ishman today. There's one place that's in pretty bad shape. They have called today, and they're going to give it to the city, which they don't want any part of it anymore, which is fine with us. We've done this before. We go in, we clean it up, we get the work done, and then we sell it. And this, according to Mr. Ishman, is probably a pretty good lot that we'll be able to sell like we've done in the past, and at least break even or better. And that's what we've been looking for, and that's one that we've got another one coming. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. I think that's all I've got tonight. Again, I want to thank all our employees, all our department heads for the hard work and time that they put in. They do a tremendous job, and this has really been tough on them during this COVID. So they've done a heck of a job, and I'm really proud of them. And if you make sure, I know that not many of them can come tonight, so make sure that they know. I hope, if everything goes good with the reopening of City Hall, that we can still social distance, wear masks, but we can open our meetings next month to the public if everything stays like it is right now, so, or gets better, I should say. But like Councilwoman Evans said, it's better, but it ain't where it needs to be. So hopefully we can open it up to the public next month. So there's nothing else coming for the mayor and council. I hear a motion, we adjourn. Motion by Councilman Holloway. We have a second. Second by Councilman Anderson. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And the ayes have it.
We approved the new one, Deborah.
Well, I'm glad you're getting there.
Yeah. It's down.
I don't know what happened.